She had already said goodbye to Indiana in her heart. She told her mother, "However I have to leave, I'm leaving. My furniture can rot. I'm never going back." She had a secret bank account. She had her parents waiting. She had a plan that had taken months of quiet, careful, terrified preparation to build. All she needed was her baby. On February 24th, 2022, at 7:17 p.m., a surveillance camera captured Sierra Breland standing in the doorway of a house in Johns Creek, Georgia. It was the last time anyone outside of that house ever saw her. She was 31 years old. She was a licensed attorney. She was 5 feet tall and 120 pounds. And somewhere between that doorway and the life she had fought so hard to escape to, she vanished. Sierra grew up in Cleveland, Georgia, a small mountain town in Habersham County where everybody knows everybody. From the time she was a little girl, she had one specific dream that never wavered. She was going to live in Atlanta. Atlanta was her plan all along, her mother, Kelly Locklear, told Dateline NBC. She was a Georgia girl. But getting there required sacrifice. Sierra earned her undergraduate degree at the University of Tennessee, then pushed further, attending Florida State University College of Law, one of the top law schools in the Southeast. She graduated and built a career as an insurance defense attorney, eventually landing a position at the prestigious firm Gordon Reese Scully Mansukhani in Indianapolis. Think about what that took. A girl from a small Georgia mountain town, fighting through undergraduate school, fighting through law school, passing the bar, building a career from scratch. Her mother described her as someone who faced serious health challenges growing up and simply refused to let them define her. She overcame and pushed through, Kelly said. She was happy. She was energetic. She was loving. She just decided she was going to be a lawyer, and that was going to be the end of it. By 2021, Sierra had a law career, a baby son named Jackson, and a home in Carmel, Indiana. She also had a husband who terrified her. His name was Xavier Breland Jr. Sierra met Xavier on Tinder in October 2020. Within 6 months, while she was pregnant, they were married. The speed of it alarmed people close to her, and looking back, the warning signs had been there from the very beginning. When Sierra first tried to end things with Xavier early in the relationship, he didn't accept it. He showed up at her apartment uninvited. He sat outside her front door and waited. When he saw her with someone else, the text messages started, threatening, frightening, relentless. Sierra warned him she would call the police. She gave him another chance anyway. She married him. Sierra's cousin and closest friend, Shelby Campbell, spoke to investigators and the media about what she witnessed from inside the relationship. The two women texted every single day, and over time, those messages revealed a woman trapped in genuine fear. In one text, Sierra wrote, "I'm really struggling with it. It's difficult because I love this person and I don't want to leave him and our family, but I feel like his behavior is getting worse instead of improving. He used to feel sorry when he said hurtful things. Now he doesn't even feel remorse. He says, 'I did this because you made me.'" Police were called to their home multiple times, in both Georgia and Indiana. Each time, by the time officers arrived, Sierra had composed herself enough that the situation appeared calm. According to Shelby, after one of those calls, a detective reached out to Sierra's mother directly. He told Kelly he had seen this pattern before. He told her he was afraid for her daughter's life. What investigators would later discover made that fear even more justified. Court records revealed Xavier had been convicted of felony burglary in Marion County in 2005, meaning he was legally prohibited from owning a firearm. He had also been accused of placing a GPS tracking device inside a stuffed animal belonging to his daughter with a previous partner, a woman who had a restraining order against him, in order to track her movements. This was the man Sierra was trying to leave, and she knew exactly how dangerous that was. In one of her final texts to Shelby, She wrote the words that would haunt everyone who loved her. If anything ever happens to me, he will be responsible. Sierra was not waiting to be saved. She was saving herself. Quietly, methodically, she had been building her exit for months. She opened a secret bank account, one Xavier didn't know existed, and began transferring money into it, dollar by dollar, preparing the financial foundation she would need to start over. She had already told her mother the plan. She would use Xavier's own interest in visiting family in Georgia as cover. She would make the trip look like a family vacation, and once she was back on Georgia soil, she was never going back to Indiana. She had the secret account. She had her parents' home waiting with open arms. She had a job search already in motion in Georgia. She told me, "Mom, I'm coming," Kelly recalled. "We're gonna say we're gonna visit with you guys and his mom, but I'm never going back to Indiana." All she needed was Jackson. She was so close. She had engineered every detail. She had calculated every risk. For a woman who had passed the bar exam and built a legal career from nothing, this plan was meticulous. It should have worked. February 19th, 2022. Sierra, Xavier, 5-month-old Jackson, and their white golden doodle Baker load into her white 2017 Volkswagen Tiguan, Georgia plate TMB 5869, Florida State Law School frame on the tag, and make the 8.5-hour drive south from Carmel, Indiana to Cleveland, Georgia. She arrives at her parents' home. It is the first time Nick and Kelly Locklear have seen their daughter since she moved to Indiana. They hold her. They hold the baby. That night, Sierra tells her parents the truth. She is not going back. She is leaving Xavier. She wants a divorce. She asks if she can come home. Nick tells her, if you leave him, you can always come back to your safe place. February 20th. Sierra leaves her parents' home and drives approximately 1 hour southeast to Johns Creek, to Xavier's mother's house on Highgate Manor Court. She needs to pick up Jackson. Xavier is there. She texts Shelby from outside the house. "I'm at Xavier's mom's house. I'm waiting to get Jackson so I can leave because he won't give him to me." Read that again. He won't give her the baby. February 21st, 11:17 p.m. Sierra texts her father, Nick. "I'll be back in the morning if that's okay." Nick replies immediately, "Of course it's okay. You don't have to ask." He goes to sleep, expecting to see his daughter and grandson at breakfast. February 22nd. Sierra doesn't come. Nick calls her. She answers, tells him she's feeling a little unwell. He accepts this. He doesn't push. February 23rd. Nick texts again to check on her. No response. February 24th. Another text. Silence. Then, at 7:17 p.m. on February 24th, a surveillance camera at the house on Highgate Manor Court captures Sierra Breland standing in the doorway. She is there. She is alive. She is real. The camera records the timestamp. The image is clear. And then she steps out of frame. After that, silence. Before we get into what investigators found, if you're new here, hit subscribe. We cover cases like Sierra's every single night, so voices like hers are never forgotten. Now, back to the investigation. 2 days pass. Then, on February 26, 2022, Nick Locklear's phone rings. Indiana number. He doesn't recognize it. "I didn't immediately panic," Nick said, "because I thought they were still in Georgia." He answers, "It's the Carmel Police Department in Indiana. They tell him his daughter has been reported missing." Nick's mind stops. Reported missing? By whom? From where? The officer explains. Xavier Breland filed a missing persons report. He told police Sierra had walked out of their Carmel home the night before, wearing a black top and purple shorts in 20-degree weather, to go to a nearby CVS, and never came back. But the FBI would later confirm there was no evidence Sierra ever returned to Indiana from Georgia at all. She had left behind her cell phone, her work phone, the burner phone she carried specifically for emergencies, her ID, her credit cards, and Jackson, her 5-month-old son. When Kelly heard that detail, that Sierra had left without the baby, she didn't need to hear anything else. She wouldn't even take a shower and let anyone else watch the baby, Kelly told Fox News. That was the first thing my husband said when police called. He said, "No, if she's missing and the baby isn't with her, my daughter is dead." Nick called Sierra's phone immediately after hanging up with police. Xavier answered. Nick said, "Xavier, tell me the truth. What's going on? Sierra told me that if anything ever happened to her, you would be responsible. Just be honest with me." Xavier told him to go to hell and hung up. Foul play has been suspected from that moment forward. 2 days after Sierra was reported missing, February 28th, police showed up at the Carmel home Xavier was staying in on Baldwin Lane. Not because of Sierra, because a gun had discharged inside the garage. Xavier told officers he had been moving a Christmas tree when he heard the shot. He said he ran outside, then came back, found the gun, and unloaded it. Officers recovered a semi-automatic handgun from the garage floor, along with a magazine, a gold-colored bullet, and bullet fragments. But that wasn't the only thing police found. The previous day, investigators had executed a search warrant at the same home in connection with Sierra's disappearance. During that search, they had moved the Christmas tree. No gun was found near it at that time. Xavier Breland, a convicted felon, was arrested on March 1st, 2022. Not for Sierra's disappearance, for unlawful possession of a firearm by a serious, violent felon. Then investigators obtained something that changed everything. A jailhouse video from March 2022, recorded during a Zoom call with his children, showed Xavier telling his kids that Sierra was not coming home. His exact words, "Somebody kidnapped my wife." And then, at the end of the call, he looked at his child and said, "You know what it means when you kidnap an adult. She's not coming home, bud." He told police she walked to a store. He told his children someone took her. Those two stories cannot both be true. Back in Georgia, the Johns Creek Police Department executed search warrants at Xavier's mother's home on Highgate Manor Court, the last place Sierra was seen alive. Forensic crime scene technicians cut sections of carpet and mattress from inside the home on April 21st, 2022. Cadaver dogs were deployed. Forensic specialists searched for blood evidence and signs of a struggle. The investigation spanned multiple states: Indiana, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky. The entire route Xavier drove back north alone was tracked. At every gas station stop, every store, every camera along the way, only Xavier was seen exiting the vehicle. Sierra was never seen again after that doorway. Xavier Breland was tried in 2024 on the unlawful possession of a firearm charge. He was found guilty. In July 2024, he was sentenced to 12 years in the Indiana Department of Correction. He is currently being held at a facility in Pendleton, Indiana, and is projected for release in May 2033. He is appealing the sentence. He has never been charged in connection with Sierra's disappearance. As of March 2025, 3 years after Sierra vanished, the Johns Creek Police Department confirmed there are no active investigative leads. Xavier remains the only person of interest ever publicly named by law enforcement. He has never cooperated fully with investigators. The FBI is offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to answers in Sierra's case. If you know anything at all, call the Johns Creek Police Tip Line at 6784-741-610 or the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI. Sierra's parents, Nick and Kelly Locklear, now have custody of Jackson, the little boy Sierra never left behind willingly. They are still waiting for someone to find their daughter. Sierra did everything right. She recognized the danger. She made a plan. She built an exit quietly, while living inside the very threat she was trying to escape. She opened the account. She made the calls. She drove to Georgia with hope packed alongside the diapers and the dog. She was a lawyer. She understood systems. She understood evidence. She understood how to build a case. And she built one against her own life. And she was winning. The last text she ever sent her father said she'd be back in the morning. He's still waiting. What does it take for a woman to do everything right and still not make it out? What does it say about the world Sierra was navigating that a woman this smart, this prepared, this determined still couldn't get free? That question doesn't have a comfortable answer. But Sierra deserves for us to keep asking it. If Sierra's story moved you, if it made you angry, if it broke your heart, if it made you think of someone you know, hit subscribe. We cover cases like this every single night, so no one is forgotten. And drop a comment below. What do you think happened in that house on Highgate Manor Court? This case deserves answers. Sierra deserves answers. Stay sharp. Stay vigilant.